is going on, guys? Happy Tuesday. Happy Taco Tuesday if that's something that you guys indulge in. Um I know my family does. Every Tuesday we do a different type of taco. It's not the same taco. Um Thrown in an upper decker. So, I am super stoked. First off, I just want to kind of say about this channel. If you guys have stumbled in here, maybe you clicked on a comment, right? Maybe you clicked on a comment on YouTube and you saw that I was an NFL content creator and you clicked on the first video and this is the one you're watching. Maybe you're somebody that watches our other podcast, the Only Football podcast that we do with Rick, Kyle and Rick. Me and him do that show, and we do have some people that maybe have subscribed here from there. Or maybe you're just a stranger that looked at a short that I uploaded. Regardless of why you're here, I just wanted to give you a little backstory about me because I realize that nobody really knows besides the people from Only Football on this side who Kyle Kitzman is. Who am I? Why am I here? First off, I am a diehard Denver Broncos fan. Been a fan my entire life. There's a magical story about that. I won't get into it, but a very magical event took place, and I've been a Broncos fan ever since. I moved to Jacksonville when I was 8, and then we moved to Florida from Wisconsin because my dad wanted to be a professional golfer. So we moved to Florida so he could train. That career never took off for him. So he ended up opening a remodeling kitchen and bath remodeling company, and then we lived in Miami for a while. And then after Miami, I actually moved to Denver to be closer to the Broncos. That's how serious it was. And then moved back to Miami, and then was in the bar industry. And I guess Miami would be I would consider home because I really grew up from 18 to 24 in those years in Miami. So I joined the military at 24, and um, I'm giving you the very quick. I was a flight attendant. I was a factory worker. I did a lot of things in between. But I was a flight attendant for Eastern Airlines when they tried to open back up. And then I went on to the Navy where I was a naval air crewman. Actually, I have my wings over here somewhere. Oh, right there. So if you look, I just moved that candle. So there's a picture of my mom leaned up against the Twisted Tea. If you look at the bottom of that picture, you see the wings. So those are aircrew wings. It took about 4 years to get those. That was the hardest thing I've ever accomplished in my life. Got into a bad accident and had to medically retire. So instead, and I there's a lot more that I'm leaving out. I was married. I have a son. His name is Leo. His mom was absolutely just crazy. Um, I'm still working all that out, but you can't let life keep you down. You get beat up. You think you're doing the right thing, and then something happens that just totally throws you off course. Somebody breaks up with you, or maybe you thought everything was going great, and then all of a sudden you get in a bad accident, car accident or something. Just like how unpredictable, you know, life can be, and how hard it gets the more you get knocked down have the energy to get back up. So I've always loved football. I've always loved the Denver Broncos, and I thought for me, um, I need to give myself something to look forward to. I need to give myself something to be hopeful about. So I just thought, man, why don't I just why don't I just put myself out there? Maybe I can get a group of people, because I've always been able to um, bring groups of friends together. And I really think that anybody that has that ability, should use it, because we are as divided as we ever have been. I mean, that's what we say, but um, I don't even like repeating it because it reinforces it, and it really makes you create your own reality by doing that. But I encourage, anybody, if you're feeling super down, or you don't know what to do, to figure out what it is that you're really, really passionate about. Figure out what it is for you that makes you the most excited, and pursue that. You might say, "Oh, I don't have enough time to start over. I don't have enough time to I guess get your reset." You're going on one path, and then all of a sudden you're like, I don't have enough time to just change my career. I'm 30 years old. I'm already in this debt. I already went for this degree. I already put all my eggs in one basket. But you always have to keep in mind that 6 years goes by pretty quick. And it only took me 6 years from going to boot camp to being a qualified air crewman. So that really changed my perception of time. Um, most people, and this comes from Tony Robbins, but most people underestimate what they can do in 1 year. I mean, excuse me, most people overestimate what they can do in 1 year, and they underestimate what they can do in, say, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. We don't put enough emphasis, or I guess we want the results, but we don't want to show up. And like, showing up can be really easy. It can just be hitting a play button. This is my version of showing up. I'm showing up for something that I want to put out into the world, and that's football content. That's how I show up. I show up for myself by going to the gym. That's how I show up. I find positive things that I need to show up for, and I hold myself accountable to those things, and I make sure I show up. That is what gives you the mental strength to deal with all of life's obstacles, to be totally honest. When you're at least disciplined here, and you have your life around you organized, and you have everything under control, there's nobody running the show besides you, then you're in a real place of peace. And then when life throws something at you, right, your peace will be interrupted, as was mine. I lost my career, lost my son. I was a divorced person. I lost my house. I was lied about. I lost my friends and my community in the Navy. I literally, I lost everything that a person could have. Really lost everything. And I did it, and I didn't do it. It happened at the exact same time. It happened at the exact same time. So, sometimes it can be really, really difficult for people to find the strength to just get back up and to keep on striving, for more. But I just wanted you guys to know that when you guys tune into this podcast, like, I always want us to be a place where you guys can feel like you can be heard, that if you're going through something, you can say it. I really want there to be a community, because you just never know what people are going through. You just never know. And I think for me, like, it's going to be football. Like, I love making football content. I love football more than almost anything. I think about football every single day. It's my favorite sport. I could play it all day. It's amazing. It's the greatest thing ever give or ever created, is probably football, in my opinion. Um, so yeah, find your football, whatever it is. We got Bill in the chat. Bill said, "FWIW, got your back, Kyle." Hold on, I'm WIW. I got it. FWIW. For what it's worth. for what it's worth, guys. Thank you, Bill. I know you do. Um, I've always known that. But yeah, it can be it can really be really difficult for people. And here's one more thing. I just wanted to be a little more transparent because this is the Kyle Kitzman YouTube. This is not the only football YouTube, but the Kyle Kitzman. Um, I had been going through, getting out of the Navy, that transition. People tell you like, oh, it's hard to transition out of the military, or what's the transition like? I know that I've heard it a million times said that it's difficult, but at least the way that mine happened was like very, very, very difficult. And it's still something. You lose everything, not everything, but it's like, you make your E1, E2, E3, E4, E5. You're only two ranks away and from being a chief, and then you get all that taken away from you. In my case, I wasn't see me and Rick are different because Rick was getting out. He got out by choice. I was planning on doing 20 years because I was like, time flies, man. I'll be retired at 40, whatever. And then I got in my accident, and the Navy wouldn't let me stay in. So I never really had a choice in the entire thing. So I think that makes it a little more difficult. And then it's almost like you're in a worse position than you were before you joined. Because before I joined, they could go, okay, so he's been a bartender, flight attendant, he worked in a factory, he's been all over the place, he's done a lot. And then they see I'm 23. Now I still have like a good resume because of what I did before the military, and now I'm adding the military to my resume. But a little bit how it feels is like, since my job in the military doesn't translate, I'm pretty much like, it's almost like I have 6 dead years on my resume. Like, people are like, "What have you been doing?" "Oh, I've been in the military." It's like, okay, a lot of people don't care. And I think what's going on too is like, I've been filling out these applications and putting on, it says, "Are you a retired," or it says, "Are you a protected veteran?" Um, So, like, for me, since I'm receiving compensation, I can't lie about it. But I also can't, I don't want them to think that I won't be able to perform the duties required to complete that job. So I I don't want to say yes because then they're gonna, and I don't want to say no because then if I get caught lying, I'm a liar. So it says not sure is it, or no, the third option said rather not say. And I had a couple job interviews. They went perfect. Everything was going awesome. And before this, I have always landed any interview that I've done. I've always been great at interviews. Um, I just, I always go in with the, like, it's like I know I'm going to get the job. It's that type of confidence. And there was like, when I was a flight attendant, they did 1,500 interviews. This was a startup. So the airline was being really picky, and they were hiring 21 people. And I knew when I saw the ad on Craigslist, I knew that that was going to be my job. And it's like all of a sudden now it's like people are like, that was the best interview we've ever had. Like, I interviewed with a general manager and a manager. The manager goes, that was the best interview that we've ever had. And the general manager wasn't in the room. The general manager was back in his office. He was escorting me out of the building. So I'm like, okay, I got the job, no issue. And then all of a sudden on Monday, they were like, oh, we actually don't have the hours available. And then another guy, same thing. And then all of a sudden he was like, yeah, we decided to go a different direction. And I'm like, what? Why is this happening now? This has never been part of my story. It's like I literally don't identify with not getting a job. And like, thought it was so weird. And I was like, well, that might be the stigma of being like a disabled vet, maybe. And look, to a certain extent, like, there are things I can do. Like, a lot of people don't realize, like, I can't stand for long periods of time. my leg gets like it's on fire. Um, I can't lift heavy duty. I can't climb a ladder, So like I'm being compensated because I can't work. But the thing is like I can't not work. Like I need something to be striving towards. I need to be growing. And then it hit me, college. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be going to college. Nothing's changing with the channel or anything. This is just a little bit about me. But I'm going to be going to college and I'm going to try to get a doctorate because they will basically use a special thing called it's like student debt forgiveness. If you're 100% disabled from the VA, you get a one-time student debt forgiveness. So I can use my GI Bill for, my first 4 years, and then I can just take out the loans for the rest of it, and then I can get um, I can get that forgiveness. But then I was thinking, gosh, I've always been, see, I write a lot. I'm writing a book right now called I Love You, but It Doesn't Matter. It's a really, really, it's a book I'm like really proud of because I'm biased, but I think it's really good. And I've always just had like this way of thinking of things that I thought when I was younger, I thought I was different. And I was like, I didn't know what to do with it. So I ended up being a pastor, but it was like, I didn't end up, going down that path. But I was like, I knew I wanted to help people. And I knew that um, whatever, like, I don't know what to call it, but it's like a philosopher or somebody that is very open. Like I'm talking about the personality assessment, the big five. It's like openness, conscientiousness. Um, then there's introvert, extrovert, and what would the C be? I can't remember the C right now. Oh no, the C was conscientiousness, and the O was openness. The N is the one. The N is nar. I think it's not narcissism, but neuroticism. Neuroticism, which is like people that are, I guess, easily overwhelmed by their emotions. So, like for me, I'm highly open and very extrovert, and I think those two things make a lot of sense because open people tend to be uh, able to play an instrument. They tend to be liberal. They tend to be liking new ideas. And people low on openness don't like new ideas. They tend to be conservative. They tend to not like new ideas. So I think that's what it is. It's like I love new ideas, so I'm always thinking of new ideas. I love the idea of progressing, so I want to figure out what problems we have and what the solutions are to them in society. And I want to be able to make people understand their own brain better and the way they think and the reason they think that way and the power they have over it. Especially veterans that are out there going through a hard time. I want to be able to help people more. So that's kind of why I've always been pushed that's kind of how I got here. But the other thing that I was thinking is sports journalism because I love this. I could keep the podcast going. And then on top of that, I could even be in a position where I could be interviewing players in real life. Or maybe it would be like sports media and I could get a job on, one of the work my way up to one of those positions. But it's like, I'm like, but I have the podcast. So it's like, maybe I would overdo it or maybe it'd be overkill. No, it's not even that. I feel like I could commit my whole life to doing the podcast and television and like cuz I love football so much that I could do it for 18 hours a day. That's why you have to find something you love. I mean, not everybody gets to do anything they love. That's like a newer generational thought. Like do what you love. Like most people are just trying to survive. But the people that really do thrive in careers like the Stephen A. Smiths, you notice like you can't outwork them because they're this is what they would choose to do with their time anyway. And that's how I felt. Like I'm already watching all this football. I'm already watching all these games. I'm literally watching so much NFL media. Like why don't I, put it towards trying to, build this community and get people together and you because I would rather do it with you guys than do it alone. I don't want to just always be watching games by myself. It's nice to have a community of people. So that's why I was thinking like this will work. I know it will. If I just keep on showing up, it'll work. So I thought about, kind of three different things. Was like one, I could treat this as my job and just make a shit ton of content and just bet, on myself. Number two, I could go to college. All three options, I'm still going to be doing these podcasts. But then it's just at different amounts. The second thing is going to college and then doing the podcast, of course, the way it's being done now. But it's like what to go to college for is where I'm really at a fork in the road because I don't know if I want to go for, this or this. Because at the end of the day, it does seem like if I go to help people at the end of my life, I might feel like that was the right choice because it made a bigger impact. But at the same time, like people need football to escape from their daily life. Like, so I see both jobs being very fulfilling. I really do. I see both jobs being really fulfilling. So, um, but that's what I had to do, right? Because I got out and things went really really bad for me. I was going through a breakup. Now, here's the thing: nobody knew that I was going through a breakup. Number one is because I didn't tell anybody. The second reason was because I didn't want to, I guess. But I made myself continue to show up. I didn't use that as an excuse. There were weeks that I could barely even get out of bed. I was so depressed. But you just keep showing up. You just keep showing up and, the more that you keep doing that, you get like I'm not saying, for everybody, but for me it was like it felt good to exercise that thing, that thing. And there's so much we don't know about body physiology, but like just making myself get up and like putting on, that persona, that face, your brain literally responds to it and it's real. It's like all of a sudden you feel good and everything's okay. It was like it was doing so much, for me. Like most people will never have any idea like how much I needed the podcast during that time. So, I understand that people go through my brother's going through a hard thing with his ex right now or his ex-wife too. Relationships are really difficult and I would say if you're watching this and you've been through something like that or currently is that it gets better with time. Time doesn't heal everything, um, but it does help. You get through a certain amount of time, and then also going out and meeting other people. Um, I went out. I forget what night it was, and I was just going out to just get out of the house, and go shoot some pool. And I met these two dudes from Michigan, and we were shooting pool at the American Legion at the Post 92. That's that's this band, the Cowpokes. That's Nashville for you. American Legion Post 82. Uh, so we were out shooting pool, and then they closed at noon or at midnight. So we were like, okay, let's go to the bar next door, because right next door they had another bar, and I was hanging out in there, and it was pretty cool because like this girl was doing karaoke, and then she came up to me, and we were flirting and stuff, and like she was like looking into my eyes like in a very like flirtatious way, and we had like a really really strong connection. And what it told me was like when you're going through a heartbreak or anything, like there's a part of you that feels like you're never going to feel the way you felt again. And it just felt good to know that that's not true. It felt good to know that there's really love everywhere if you have an open heart, if you go around, and you can always learn so many lessons from each relationship, and you understand more of what you like. I like a person like this. You have time to think, what did I really love about her? And then when you find her again, you can um, you know, be a better person, or do whatever you have to do. But there's always a lesson to be learned in everything. And if you don't learn the lesson, you're going to have the same type of thing happen. So I definitely don't want to keep doing that. So, um, you know, I think the podcast was a big thing too, but it's like, if somebody, I guess, can't handle this podcast, then they're not probably, um, then there's probably not a good fit, because um, I love this podcast, and this podcast is something that is not going anywhere, you know. But down the road, there's probably going to be somebody that's going to love the podcast. They think it's awesome. They think it's super cool. And the podcast wasn't even anything related to my last relationship. I still don't really understand the reasons of that one ending, but um, I do know that I was putting in a lot of work into the podcast, because Rick was overseas, and I know that that can take a toll um, out of the other person. Oh, we got to stop at the Starbucks in on a road trip across country, and a cross country road trip is stressful as well. But I don't know. I thought things were really good, and then all of a sudden, because we drove cross country, and then she flew back, and it's like as soon as she flew back, she was like, don't want to be with you anymore. So we put all of our stuff in storage together. I came here, and then all of a sudden it's like you're out of the military. You don't have your rank. You don't have a job. You don't have a girlfriend. You don't know the city. You don't know a single person in the city. So that was going on Halloween, November, December. That's when that was going on. So it's finally, the middle of March, and things are better. Things are definitely better. Like it's still, you get a wave of emotion, or you think of something, um, or in our case, logistical. You know, I had to get her the keys to the storage unit. Hey, do you want me to throw this away? No, yeah, throw it away. Like that whole process. Just it's like you want to rip the band-aid off, but your lives are so intertwined that it's taken a while. But this too shall pass. And I just wanted to be open about it, because there's a lot of advice on the internet about, going through hardship, and some of it is like you need to make sure that you never get hurt again. And I think the truth is like somewhere in the middle, like, but if you feel like you can't like, love anymore because you don't want to get hurt, then, that's definitely a bad thing. So you need to find your balance between like, yeah, I'm not going to sit around and cry about this. I'm going to get up. I'm going to go out into the world. I'm going to meet new people. I'm going to continue. You got to have that. Like, you can't just freaking give up. Like, um, but you see like the Andrew Tates of the world that are like, be a fucking man, Um, I think it's important to feel the emotions, and try to figure out what they mean. Um, because I learned so much. Like, it's like I got a part of myself back, weirdly enough. You don't realize it, at least I didn't, but in a relationship, um, it's like it's not you anymore. It's like you two. You're both. It's like it's Kyle and Aaron. So it's like, just finding out who you are again, outside of, any affiliation with a person, or a career or a branch, you know, it's, it's a really, really, it's a really hard process. And, some of the things that have really helped me out is like Aubrey Marcus. I would definitely suggest his stuff. Aubrey Marcus is amazing. And, um, that's part of the reason why I'm always backing up Aaron Rodgers, is because a lot of the podcasts that he goes on, they were really, really helpful for me. And Kobe Bryant as well. That's why I wore this Kobe jersey today, because, um, I kept going to the gym, and you know, I just tried to stay disciplined, just keep showing up for the podcast, go to the gym. No, it doesn't matter what you do, as long as you just keep doing these couple things. Just whatever you do, do these two things. And that's been kind of my mentality. So Kobe was the one, when I was back in Washington, I was like 2 months out of my surgery, and I would listen to his like Mamba mentality videos. Um, and I would start jump roping, and then eventually I was able to jog. And, in the very beginning I had to, you know, walk. I remember taking my first steps. It was weird. Um, I remember exactly where I was. I didn't even realize I did it. And then I just walked. Um, but yeah, I just kept fighting. And then, I went to the Wounded Warrior thing, and I competed and won, medals and for swimming and stuff. And it was like through this whole entire shit show, I just kept faking it, just go to the event, go to the thing, swim on the team, start the podcast. And I'm so glad I didn't wait till all my ducks were in a row, because I would be all the way at this point still without anything, because I wouldn't have started. So figure out what it is you love and just start if you're going through a hard time. Take notes about the way you feel, figure out what it means, and take your time with that. And of course, we're always here for you. All right. And lastly, if you guys ever, wonder anything or have any questions for me, I was thinking about doing a Q&A thing. I was also thinking about how I wanted the identity of this channel to be, because there was a couple different things. Like, I see some YouTubers, they have they share the screen, and as they share the screen, they're kind of in the small corner going along explaining it. Then there's the versions where like it's just me talking, and you don't get to follow along. I'm just curious if you guys would prefer like being able to read what I'm reading along with me and me be smaller, or me to just read it by looking at it. Uh, Let me know you don't have to let me know now, but in the comment section. So some big news happened around the NFL today, and I was actually really shocked. Jerry Jeudy, I'm just going to say it right now. Jerry Jeudy signed a 3-year, $58 million extension with the Browns shortly after being traded. He was just traded from the Broncos. I didn't think they were going to pay him immediately. I don't think it's a good deal right off the bat. That's my initial reaction. My second reaction is I'm worried about Jerry Jeudy. I don't know if he's ready for $58 million. I don't know if he's demonstrated it, but the Browns are the team that would do something like this, right? Isn't it such a Browns thing to do, to offer Jerry Jeudy $41 million before he even had to prove anything? I mean, they could have found another way to do this. So I think the Browns are going to be really hoping that Jerry Jeudy works out. This is a really good move, though, if Jerry Jeudy does work out. Of course, Deshaun Watson is still a question mark, depending on the lawsuits and if the new lawsuits are coming in. But he's only 24 years old. He turns 25 in April. Um, I can't believe it. I just think what you would really want is him to have a good season. But you know what? I think they probably talked to Amari Cooper, and Amari Cooper is going to be mentoring Jerry Jeudy. And they probably looked at the film and was like, Amari, is he the real deal? Can you polish him up? And he was like, yeah. And they're like, okay, well, let's do it. Let's sign him to a deal now. Because so they're betting on Jerry Jeudy, right? Cleveland set him up for a prove it season. And instead, they're the ones betting on him. Because let's say Jeudy does go out there and have 1,000-yard season and do really well. Well, guess what? He's going to be a lot more expensive. So the Browns are kind of betting on, all right, let's do it with the market the way it is right now, worth up to $58 million, 3 years, man. Only 3 years. That's crazy. That's almost $20 million a year. Is there something I don't understand? How is Jerry Jeudy worth $20 million a year? He's never had a 1,000-yard season. I want him to work. I just can't believe they would pay him that much money. Chase Young is already injured for the Saints. That didn't take long, right? All right. So I'm joking a little bit, but Chase Young is having neck surgery. So on Monday, news broke of the Saints signing pass rusher Chase Young to a 1-year contract. On Tuesday, it was revealed that Chase Young will need to undergo a medical procedure. That there's a typo on this article. On Tuesday, it was revealed that Young will need to go a medical procedure. I'm going to show you this, Bill. Let's see. All right. Look at this. Look at the way this is written. On Tuesday, it was revealed that Young will need to go a medical procedure. Even the NFL makes mistakes. The New Orleans Saints defensive end Chase Young is set to undergo neck surgery. Ian Rappaport reported. Report added that if all goes well, see what I mean? Why do we have to say Rappaport so many times? If all goes well with Young's recovery, he should be ready for the start of the 2024 season. So no, it doesn't really, I guess, matter. The Saints probably knew about it. I don't think they blindsided him, but it is funny that Chase Young, somebody that has an injury history, one day after signing this deal is having surgery. That is just a little bit funny. Bill said copy editors have really gone downhill, haven't they? Yeah. It's probably because AI is doing it. No, because I don't think AI can. Well, I think AI is a lot more advanced than the AI you and I have. The type of AI that they have in the Google headquarters, the quantum computer, those things can solve problems that would take us hundreds of years to solve in 1 second. Those computers are crazy. I think they just revealed those quantum computers, actually. Okay, let's see what else we got. Wow. Jets signing free agent Mike Williams to a 1-year deal worth up to $15 million. Wow. Mike Williams' next chapter of his NFL career will look different than his last in a number of ways, except at quarterback. The receiver is signing a 1-year deal worth up to $15 million with the New York Jets. Williams was released by the Chargers last week in a cost-cutting move after 7 seasons. Williams' move is a new spin on the term coastal elite. The former 7th overall pick in the draft is trading the West for the East Coast, moving from running routes from Herbert to do the same for Aaron Rodgers. He'll also do so at a pivotal point in his career. His age 29 season with future money on the table that he can only earn if he proves he can stay healthy long enough to make a significant difference. So they definitely worked in some good incentives for him. He's got a good quarterback throwing to him. This is a good situation for Mike Williams, and it's also a good situation for the Jets. New York is hoping it can get one good healthy year out of Williams, who will arrive as the premier target along Garrett Wilson. So Garrett Wilson and Mike Williams. That's a pretty good wide receiver core. The latter might be praising the heavens Tuesday after learning of the addition, considering how Williams' arrival will require defenses to pay a little less attention to Wilson. Yeah, Wilson's going to be stoked about this. Should Williams thrive, he could earn himself one more opportunity to cash in. He just needs to stay healthy long enough to prove that he's worth it. Okay. Well, I think this is a good news for the Jets, for Aaron Rodgers, and like the article said, for Garrett Wilson. Less attention is going to be able to be focused on him. You see the Jets are revamping their entire offensive line right now. I mean, it's pretty insane. We're going to I think this would be a really good time, but I wanted to talk about an unexpected retirement. Where did I put it? Here it is. Also, Mike Clay's projection guide. We're about to go through that. That's going to be crazy. So Mike Clay for ESPN, like he either is really wrong about the Broncos or I'm going to have a really tough year ahead of me. And it's crazy. Denver is not even the favorite to win a single game. Not even one. Not even their game against the Panthers. So yeah, it's pretty bad. We're going to go through it right now, actually. All right. Here it is, Mike Clay's 2023 projection guide. So this is how it looks. All right. So number 1's the Arizona Cardinals. All right. So Kyler Murray is projected to play 10 games. Josh Dobbs is expected to play 5. 13 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Like, guys, if Kyler Murray plays like this, oh wait, no, this is 2023. Okay, sorry. I'm like, if he plays like this, he's donezo. Why does it say 2023? Oh, it's 2024 next to it. Projected win total. 2020. Wait, why'd they give me 2023? So hold on one second. I think I grabbed the wrong one. Mike Clay 2024 projections. So if you want to look this up on Google, here it is. I just put Mike Clay 2024 projection guide. All right, here it is. 2024. All right. 2024. All right, so here's the Cardinals. All right, that's more like it. Kyler Murray, projection, 15 games, 17 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 33 sacks. 87 rushing attempts for almost 500 yards. PPR. Is this his ranked? He's going to be the 11th best quarterback? Okay. Okay. Matt Prater, 29 for 33, 87%. Okay. The Falcons. Okay, so wait, we can look over too at their games. Here we go. Win probability. When the win probability is in the green, that means that this team is likely to win. Okay. So here we go. I kind of want to keep notes. No, I'll come back and do it later. Okay, so week 1, the Cardinals are playing the Seahawks. Well, we don't know yet when they're gonna play, but probability of being the Seahawks 31, 26, 11, Seattle, Detroit, San Francisco, the Jets 23, Minnesota 40, New England 56, Washington 60. I wouldn't be so sure about Washington. Daniels might be really good. Green Bay is 27, 41, 38, 22, 19, 40, 46, 16, 44, 36. Damn, they rank 28th out of 32 teams. Strength of schedule is a 26. I actually am going to keep notes as I go down here really quick. Hope you don't mind, guys. All right. Because I'm going to need the strength of schedule when I'm making my final strength of schedule video, because I got literally I created an algorithm last year that included flight hours, flight time, and if I can just keep track of the strength of schedule as I go. Strength of schedule. All right, so at number 26, we got Arizona. All right. So they're projected essentially to go, 2-15? I don't know about that. Let's see. Is Marvin Harrison projected to go off? Let's see. That's their defensive players and wide receivers. Oh, okay, so they don't have the player. They don't have the players that they're going to draft because you just don't know. All right. So that's the Cardinals. Not very good, right? The Atlanta Falcons. Let's look at what Kirk Cousins' projections are. 15 games, 534 yards, and almost 4,000 yards. Wow. 25 touchdowns to 11 interceptions with 35 sacks. Not a bad year. We do have Taylor Heineke coming in for 2 games. Weird. Let's take a look. Ooh, look at Arizona, man. They're projected to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They're projected to win 12 freaking games right now. And I was saying that, oh no, projected wins 9.6. I was saying that that's about where I had him. I said 10. And I said Atlanta would win the division on our last episode. Strength of schedule. Wow, guess what? Number 1. So let me get this straight. Atlanta number 1 means the hardest. Pittsburgh, Tampa Bay, Kansas City, Chargers, Vikings, Giants, Carolina, New Orleans, Las Vegas. Are they saying that this is the easiest schedule? Pittsburgh, Tampa, Kansas City, Chargers, Washington, Minnesota, Giants, Carolina, New Orleans, Las Vegas, Philly, New Orleans, Seattle, Dallas, Denver, Tampa Bay, Carolina. To be honest, I can't tell. It seems like a very mediocre schedule. It seems like there's some hard games, some easy games. It seems very normal. All right, strength of schedule. They're saying that they have the hardest schedule in the NFL this year. So they rank NFL rank. I'll do the NFL rank while I go. So at 12 we have Atlanta. What did the 28 Arizona. All right. Let's continue. I wonder, Kyle Pitts, is he in here? Kyle Pitts, he's going to play 15 games, they're saying. Ray McLeod. All right, Baltimore Ravens. Lamar, projected to play 15 games. He's going to throw for or run for 730. There we go. Passing 3,400. Wow. Wow. Number 3, the Baltimore Ravens come in as the third best team in the NFL with their projected win total 11.4. Strength of schedule 18. Strength of schedule is 18. They rank as the third best team in the NFL. The only game they're not favored to win is against the Chiefs, which tells me the Chiefs are probably the number 1 team. Let's see. Unit grades. Quarterback's good. Wide receivers 1. They're projecting wide receiver to be a weak position for them. So I'm gonna put a little side note of needs for teams. Wide receiver and edge, and this is how when I do my draft. These are going to be my draft notes. Okay, on teams. DB completion. Okay. The Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen's going to play 15 games, throw for almost 4,000 yards. They are projected to, Kansas City week 1. Oh, no, just in general. Projected wins, 10. They rank as the 9th. What are they? Projected wins is, 10. Let's take a look at some of their weaknesses. Offensive line. And edge. And safety. Running back is a 1.8. I mean, what's his name went off? Dalvin Cook's brother. James Cook went off last year. And we got Bill back. He went off last year. Strength of schedule is 31. So let's take a look. Kansas City, Indianapolis, Jets, Miami, Baltimore, Detroit, San Francisco, Jackson, New England, Arizona, Miami. What the hell is HST? Rams, New England, Jets. So 31. Does that mean this is the easiest? Because this schedule looks hard too. Baltimore, Detroit, Miami, Kansas City, San Francisco, Jacksonville, Seattle, Miami, the Rams. This seems like a really hard schedule. So is number 1 the easiest? And then 31's the hardest? And wait, which team is this again? Buffalo. Buffalo soldier in the heart of America. All right, let's moving on. The Carolina Panthers, Bryce Young's going to play 15 games. Whoa, 3,500 yards. This is a good season for him. 19 touchdowns. So we're projecting that he does pretty well. Strength of schedule is at 3. So that's interesting. Carolina Panthers are a 3. So does this schedule look hard or easy to you? New Orleans, Chargers, Vegas, Dallas, Philly, Tampa, Atlanta, Cincinnati, Kansas City, Tampa, Washington, Denver, Arizona, New Orleans, Chicago, Atlanta. Okay, so that must mean easy. No wonder 20. Okay, no wonder Buffalo was 31. I was like, this is a hard schedule. Okay, that makes more sense. So the higher it is, that's why it's green, the better for the team. As you can see, the Panthers are only projected 1, 2, 3, 4 wins. Washington, Denver, and Arizona. This is a stretch. They could go on a 3-game win streak, maybe. Depending on how they perform here, this 3-game win streak could put them in the playoff picture if they haven't shit the bed already by that point, by week 12. They got the Giants. New Orleans, they could upset the Giants. Chargers, I don't know. Vegas, maybe. Dallas, probably not. Philly, probably not. Tampa, always a chance, I guess. Atlanta. But I'm also going off of last year. We haven't even got to the draft yet. So NFL rank 25. All right, 25. So we got, let's see where their weakness is. Ooh, quarterback. So I won't do quarterback because I know they're not drafting quarterback. Wide receiver, tight end is 0.1 point. Wow. Look at the needs of this team. Are you kidding me? This is awful, guys. Oh, my neck. That's awful. This is literally one of the worst teams. The Bears. The Bears. All right. Caleb Williams. Why do they keep rejecting only 15 games? I guess because of injury. Wow. Look at the Bears projected 8.7 wins. 8.7 wins. Strength of schedule is a 6. NFL rank 16. 24. Here we go. Bears. Let's see. They're projected to win. Look at this. Well, look at their strength of schedule. It's a 6. One of the easiest schedules in the league. So this is going to come into play when I'm doing my division predictions, right? Strength of schedule is very important. So I'm really glad that I'm taking notes here. And then let's see, Bears QB, not going to say INT, interior pressure. So they need somebody in the interior. Wide receiver, I'm sure they'll be fine with Keenan Allen and DJ Moore. Running back, they have DeAndre Swift, but maybe. I mean, this team's ready to play. You know, they've been rebuilding. The Bengals. Ooh, over 4,000 yards for Joey Burr. 26 touchdowns. This looks like a really good year. Yep. Projected wins 10.7. They come in as the 7th best team in the league, projecting to win 10.2 games. And 1 second, I forgot to put the projections for the Bears. What were they? 8.7. Bears 8.7, and then Carolina was 6.6, and Arizona was the very first one, I believe. Yeah, here it is. Arizona projected 5.7. Yikes. Not good, folks. Not good. All right. So let's go back to the Bears. Sorry if I'm making you dizzy. All right. So the Bears are Detroit. Where's the threshold? Minnesota? Weird. Jacksonville? They're favored to beat Jacksonville. So they still have, I guess, a low probability against your San Francisco type teams. But honestly, this is not bad projections for Caleb Williams. All right, Bengals. That's where we were. So the Bengals are projected to win 10.2 games. They come in as with the seventh best team in the league, and their strength of schedule ranks 8th. So a pretty mellow schedule coming up. Their low grades are coming right here at running back, tight end, offensive line. That's where the Bengals have their lowest. What are they projecting them to be? The worst rushing team in the league? Damn. The Cleveland Browns. Come in as the 8th best team, projecting to win 10.1 games. So just one spot lower than the Bengals, if you noticed. And their strength of schedule ranks 22nd. Okay. Let's see where Cleveland's going to need some help. Let's see, where is it? Here we go. At quarterback, let's see, running back. I mean, you got Nick Chubb coming back. Projected running backs. Let's see. Yeah, you got Nick Chubb and Jerome Ford. Damn, the Dallas Cowboys are the only game they're not favored to win is the 49ers. The Cowboys are projected to win 11.4 games. They come in as the 4th best team with 11.4 wins projected. Strength of schedule comes in at 11. And let's see what some weaknesses are. Offensive line. You got outside linebacker. You're good on edge, of course, Micah Parsons, and interior pressure. And you got O-line, running back, of course. All right. Oh, fuck you. Jesus. Come on. By the way, I haven't looked at this yet. This is a frustrating one. Are we tanking? I need to prepare for this. Are we tanking for Shadur Sanders? May win 11 regular season games, sure, but still a first round playoff exit. Giants fan shots fired. But you're right. Oh my God. We're not favored to beat one team? We're not favored to beat a single team. 31? Okay. What's our win total? 4? 4.8. Oh, God. Where are we weak? Who's going to be our quarterback? What is it going to say? Stidham? Yeah, I knew it. Maybe that'll go up. How does that change if we draft? Oof. 0.9 with Javonte Williams? What? Wide receiver 1.1? Tight end? Quarterback? Edge? Oh my God. How did we become the worst team in the NFL? When did this happen? This has got to be off. This has got to be off. You're telling me they're going to be the 29th ranked offense? And Sean was the 15th ranked offense last year? And he got rid of Russ because he thought that he was holding him back, and somehow we're going to be the worst offense almost in the league? Oh my God. This is crazy. This is just absolutely bananas. All right. So I got Denver 31, 4.8. What's their strength of schedule? 27. All right. Let them sleep on us. Detroit Lions coming in with a 10.7 win projection, ranked 6th. 10.7. Sixth best team in the NFL, projected to be. Their strength of schedule ranks 17th. And some of their needs are safety. Got to get that safety need. But yeah, pretty straight up. Let's see. Jared Goff projected almost 4,000 passing yards, 23 touchdowns, 10 picks. Hendon Hooker gets thrown in for a couple games potentially, but we're seeing that with every freaking quarterback. The Green Bay Packers. Shout out Tom Grassi. What's up, Packer Nation? Welcome to the podcast, the podcast where you don't have to be a Packer fan, but it sure does help. I'm your host, Tom. Yeah, we're gonna win more than 9 games. Grassi projected wins is at 9 for the Green Bay Packers. NFL ranks the Packers as the 14th best team. And with that comes those 9 victories. That's very, I guess, safe. This is a very safe projection. Still not favored to win against Jacksonville, San Francisco, Detroit. But every other game's pretty much a go. Strength of schedule comes in at 21. And some needs, we got linebacker, and safety. All right, 21. Houston Texans. Wow, this is very interesting. Ranked at 15. Wow. Projecting only 8 wins. And you know what? It's probably due to the fact that the Houstons are the 30 worst schedule. 30th worst. I mean, look at this. Miami, Dallas, Jacksonville, Green Bay. Miami, Dallas, Jacksonville, Green Bay. They could easily start 0-4. If that game, well, no, it's a home game against Miami. Thank God. And of course, these aren't the order of them. So forget everything I said. I totally forgot. These are just opponents. Green Bay, Tennessee, Detroit, Jets, Baltimore, Indianapolis, Minnesota, Chicago, Kansas City, Jacksonville, Buffalo, New England, Indianapolis, Tennessee. I would go win, loss, win, loss. I'll go 2-2 to start just to be safe. And then you got win, loss, 3-3, win, loss, 4-4, win, 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 7-4, loss, 7-5 to the Chiefs. We'll split the series. We'll go win. No, because I already said they lost that. Okay, we'll say 7-5. Okay, 7-6, 7-7, and then we'll go 8-7, 9-7, 10-7. I still see this team winning 10 football games. The projection's at 8.8. If the over-under is at 8.8, I'd take the over, but they are projected 15th. Oh, wait, no. Strength of schedule was 30. 15 is the NFL ranking. Yep, I already got them down. 8.8. Wow. Fully believe Kyle opened the show talking about emotional support just to prepare me mentally for when he scrolls down to the Giants. I've been thinking about that this whole time. I'm like, I hope it looks nice when we get down there. Oh, God. A, B, C, D. Oh, we're coming up on it pretty soon. Wait, we're going. Wait, did I put Houston's needs? I didn't. Houston. Running back. Linebacker. Offensive line. And defensive ranked 19. I wish I would have opened up or kept that other one open so I could see what they were last year. Colts. Indianapolis Colts. Welcome to the party. They're projected to win 8.3 games. They are the, what is that, 19? And they're projected to win 8.3 games. Their strength of schedule is 7, though. So a pretty favorable schedule. Giants, Buffalo, Denver, Jacksonville, Pittsburgh, Tennessee, New England, Minnesota. I don't know. I think this HST means like to be determined or something. Houston Texans. Never mind. I think it's Houston Texans. Nobody does that. It's HOU. Yeah, because it's twice. That's the Texans because that's their rival. Okay. And we got the Colts. What is their strength to schedule? 7th. Yep, got it down. All right. Oh, and did I write down their needs? I did not. Wait, we got tight end and edge. Put tight end, edge, linebacker, safety. Defensive ranked 20. All right. The Jaguars, ranked 17th. Not that great, to be totally honest. Projected 8.7 wins, just 1 year after missing the playoffs, or just 1 year after being in the playoffs, technically. Needs, we got strength of schedule coming in at 15. And needs offensive line, wide receiver. So pretty mediocre projection, to be honest. The Chiefs. Oh, NFL rank 1. Projected win total 12.4. Gross. Everything's green. Wide receiver and running back. And strength of schedule is a 12. Wow. That's one of their better ones. So they have the 12 strength of schedule, but they're the best team. And that's why they're ranked as NFL's best team. I bet the 49ers are number 2. The Chargers, strength of schedule comes in at a 4. Projected to win 8 football games. What's their NFL rank? 21. That's pretty mediocre. That's pretty mediocre. And strength of schedule is a 4. We already wrote it down. And then look at this, running back. What's up with all this shit running back scores? Interior, outside backer, corner, basically every position. Got it. The Rams. The Rams strength of schedule comes in at 28. I don't know why they have this old ass Rams logo though. Projected win total 7.6. Ranked 23rd. And needs at tight end, interior, and edge. Of course, interior because they just lost the best maybe of all time in Aaron Donald. The Raiders, NFL ranked 26. Las Vegas Raiders. It just sound I've always thought they were the Oakland Raiders. Like it just sounds right. 6.1 and strength of schedule is a 24. Some needs. Well, you got quarterback, running back, corner, and that's all I'm doing. I can't stand the Chargers. Are they favored to beat us? Oh, Dolphins. NFL ranked at number 10. Miami projected to win 9.9 games next season. Strength of schedule is 20, and some of their needs is tight end and interior. The Minnesota Vikings, NFL ranks them at 24, and they are projected to win 6.7 games. Strength of schedule 23. Pretty good. Not really. I forget. One is good. The higher it is, the worst your team is off. The Patriots. Ooh, 30. Only projected to win 4.9 games. Let's see what quarterback they are putting them at. Let's see. Strength of schedule is 12. Wait, that says 32. Oh, wow. The Patriots have the hardest schedule in the NFL. I thought they had the hardest schedule like 2 years ago. He probably did this for Jacksonville before he knew Mac Jones was heading there to save the day. Mac Jones is going to Jacksonville? I forgot about that. Jacoby Brissett, Bailey Zappi. So they do these projections with Bailey Zappi as a quarterback when it's going to be Drake May. But Drake may be sitting behind him. But as you can see here, they don't even have him on the roster. 4.9. NFL ranks them as 30th best team. And they have the 32nd. They have the worst schedule in the NFL. The Saints, projected win total 9.2. They come in as the 13th best team. I'm shocked. 9.2. Strength of schedule is only a 2. That's why. And that is why it's so important to look at this, right? Because Atlanta has the number 1 strength of schedule. So you can't go, whoa, I'm taking the Saints to win the division because they have the second, they have a shit schedule. It's like, well, Atlanta's is just a little bit easier. But yeah, your whole division's got an easy schedule. Congratulations. You guys were awful last year. Okay, 13. And then let's see what some of their needs are for the Saints quarterback. Quarterback, interior, and wide receiver. And I didn't even do that for the Patriots. What are their needs? QB. They'll probably get that in the draft. Wide receiver, offensive line, interior, and edge. Offense is projected to rank 30th. This is going to be one of the hardest years for them. Uh-oh. And that was the projections. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Lot of good stuff that to see there. Lots of good stuff, right? Did I crack this? All right. I'm just kidding. Bill, it's time for you to have to look. The New York Giants. NFL ranking 32. Oh my God. You're the only team worse than me. You're the only team worse than me. What a coincidence. New York Giants 4.4 win total. Needs everything. Yeah, for the teams that have like everything, I'm not gonna write down anymore. Strength of schedule is a 16. And Daniel Jones is projected. Daniel Jones will never take another snap for the Giants. Ever. I guarantee it. Because Rich Eisen said it. And if Rich Eisen says it, it's true. So at the combine, Rich does this thing where it's like top 5 rumors that I heard. And one of them was the Giants are done with Daniel Jones. They are done. Now, I believe it was the Giants and not Kenny Pickett. I think it was the Giants. I'm 90% sure. But yeah, it's like they didn't make a move for Wilson, though. So I don't know what they're going to do. They should have made a move for Fields. It's just like the Broncos, man. I have no idea what their plan is. The Jets. Wow. The Aaron Rodgers effect. Expected to be the 5th best team in the NFL with a win total of 11.3. Strength of schedule is a 9. Strength of schedule is a 9 because they were so bad last year, quite frankly. Needs at wide receiver, they addressed today. Then tight end, I'll write down, make a note of that. But this is a pretty complete team right now. Tight end and safety are the really only needs. Aaron Rodgers projected to, I'm really happy for him to be able to play a whole season, hopefully. 26 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Hopefully he does have a comeback. I don't want to see anybody go out of their career hurt. The Eagles, strength of schedule, 5. One of the easiest schedules in the league. Projected win total is 9.8. They rank as the 11th best team. 9.8. 9.8. Where did I write that? 11th. Here we go. 9.8. That's only one spot lower than Miami, who's at 9.9. Okay. And then we already wrote down strength of schedule at 5. Some needs: linebacker, corner, and safety. Linebacker, corner. Oh, you know what? I think it's going by division. I think that's what's going on. Pittsburgh, strength of schedule 29. Ooh, that's not good. Not for Russell Wilson. They're coming in as the 20th ranked team, and win total is at 8. So Mike Tomlin has projected his first losing season ever. And needs is wide receiver, quarterback, of course, but they have that, and then cornerback. Offensive ranking 26. So the offense is supposed to be pretty bad next year, but the defense, where did it go? Offensive ranking. The defense is supposed to be the 2nd best defense in the league. So if Russell Wilson can overcome, I mean, it is the 29th hardest schedule, or the 3rd hardest schedule. I wish they did it the other way. I wish number 1 was the most difficult, not the easiest. So number 29. So they do have a lot of tough games like Atlanta, Dallas, Cincinnati. I'm going to say Denver, Baltimore, Cleveland, Kansas City, Philly, Baltimore again, Cincinnati. I mean, it's a tough division. So I totally get it. All right, the Seahawks. Strength of schedule 14. 14 for the Seattle Seahawks. And projected wins 8.6. NFL ranks them at 18. So pretty much middle of the pack. Tight end and offensive lineman and safety. So that is Seattle. They have some tough games. Looks like they're playing the Broncos in Seattle again. Is that's not true? Oh, it is true. Denver's playing Seattle in Seattle. Oh, that would have been awesome. Okay, what games can I go to from Tennessee? They're going to Tampa? Nah. New Orleans. I'm going to the Saints game. I'm going to the Saints and the Chiefs game and the Bengals game. That's only 2 hours away. Oh, wait, no. Ohio's a lot farther than I'm thinking. Ohio's almost to Pennsylvania. Whatever. I'm going to go to a Bengals game, a Saints game, or a Chiefs game. I'm traveling to one of these games. Oh, shit. I'm going to the Ravens game. I'm going to the Ravens game. So we got the Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders, Ravens. Oh, that would be sick to go to that game and win. I like the home. Denver could mess around, and if they can defend their home turf, they'll be all right. We have the Jets again, but now we have to go to New York. If we lose in a thing, okay, next year it could literally be week 1. Russell Wilson comes into Denver and beats the Broncos. In week 2, we go to New York and get beat by Nathaniel Hackett. That could literally be the first 2 weeks of our season. Can you imagine? Could you really just like wrap your head around how hilarious that would be? Oh my god. That would be a new level. New level. Okay, so Seattle, we got them. The 49ers. Ooh, 49ers come in as the number 2 team, just like I thought, and their projected win total is 12.4, and strength of schedule comes in at 25. Then we got Tampa Bay. Strength of schedule is 13. Projected wins 7.7. And they're supposed to be the 22nd best team. Ooh, the Titans come in at 27. And they're projected 5.8 wins. And they have the 19th toughest schedule. That's actually pretty good for Tennessee. At least it's not in the 20s. Needs everything. Commanders. Commanders are strength of schedules at 10. NFL ranks them at 29. With a win projection of 5.2. Not that good. Needs pretty much everything, and that's it. That is all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 31. I'm sure there's 32. All right. And then here we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 32. Yep. All right. So we got 32 teams, maybe. I didn't put Atlanta. No, I did. Atlanta is the 12th. But I do need to go to Atlanta because I didn't put their win projection. And they were the very first team. Or the second team. They're there. They were projected 9.6 wins. 9.6. So in summary, all right, Kansas City is ranked the NFL's best team. Then the 49ers come after. Then you got the Baltimore Ravens, the Dallas Cowboys, the New York Jets at 5, over the Detroit Lions at 6. Then at 7, the Bengals, 8, Cleveland, 9, Buffalo, 10, Miami, 11, Dallas, 12, where's 12? 12 is Atlanta. 13 is New Orleans. 14's Green Bay, 15's Houston, 16's the Bears, 17's the Jags, 18 is Seattle, 19's the Colts, 20, and this is when we're getting into the bad teams now. All right, these are going to be some of the teams that are expected to have higher draft picks next year. I never got 20. Who's 20? Let me control F it. 20. 20. Oh shit, there's a lot of 20s in here. There's 595 20s. Okay, we can't do it that way. 20. Bears, 16. Bengals, 7. Cleveland, we did them. NFL ranked 31, the Broncos, 6, the Lions, Packers 14, 15, 19, 17, 1, 21, 23, 26, 10, 24, 30, 13, 32, 5, 11, 20, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh, I thought I wrote 26. Well, I'm glad I checked that. Okay, 26 or 20s Pittsburgh, 21's the Chargers, 22 Tampa, 23 Rams, 24 Minnesota, 25 Carolina, 26 Raiders, 27 Tennessee, 28 Arizona, 29 Washington, 30 New England, 31 Denver, 32 New York Giants. That is how the simulation that is, or Mike Clay's projections have gone. But yeah, the hardest schedules in the NFL this year go to the Patriots, Buffalo, Texans, Pittsburgh, Rams, Denver, Arizona, San Francisco, the Raiders, Minnesota, Cincinnati, Green Bay, Miami, Baltimore. And then when you get up here, now we're getting into the very easy schedules. Dallas for 11, really good. 8 for Cincinnati, 9 for the Jets, 7 for the Colts, 6 for the Bears, 5 Eagles, 4 Chargers. That's going to help the Chargers. 3 Panthers, 2 New Orleans, and Atlanta. So Atlanta, New Orleans, Carolina, all with the top 3 easiest schedule. Where's that fourth part of their division? What happened to them? They fell all the way down to 13. So the NFL uh, giving Tampa Bay a much harder schedule, 10 spots harder, than Atlanta, New Orleans, and Carolina. And for the bad teams that are at the very bottom, like New England, the Broncos, um, Pittsburgh, even, like it's going to be a tough year. It's going to be a tough year. So it's going to be difficult for a lot of these teams. A lot of needs that are going to be addressed, but that was that. And then I believe I saw a surprising retirement that came from Detroit. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Lions pass rusher announces he's stepping away from football. Aiden Hutchinson stepping away from the NFL. No, I'm just kidding. Lions pass rusher announces he's stepping away at 28. A Detroit Lions pass rusher who initially joined the New York Giants has announced his retirement. This decision has come during an offseason when the Lions look like they have a chance to be Super Bowl contenders. Per a statement by Okra on his Instagram, the 28-year-old is stepping away from the league after some introspection and meditation. I have decided to step away from the NFL. The game of football has been the largest part of my life for the greater of 18 years, 8 of which I've been fortunate enough to play at the professional level. 4 of those with my brother. He experiences friendships and camaraderie I've been lucky enough to share with my team, coaches, and peers is something I'll forever be grateful for. You all mean the world to me, and I will continue to cheer you on for the rest of our life. Lions organization, thank you for giving this young kid a chance 6 years ago after coming into the league as a free agent. My heart is forever with you. Okora played for Notre Dame in college. The New York Giants signed him as an undrafted free agent following the 2016 draft. He played with the Giants for 2 seasons before signing with the Lions. So I thought, Bill, that you would enjoy that little story because he was a former Giant. But yeah, only 28 years old. Sometimes players just know when it's time. Your heart's not in it. Your body's taking a beating. I mean, like we've seen that there's really nobody that is off limits to random retirement. Andrew Luck freaking did it. I mean, that guy could have been a Hall of Famer. Some people are already like still voting, trying to get him in. Like, is he a Hall of Famer? Or he didn't win a Super Bowl, but he was really good. Some people just don't. They have other reasons for leaving, So that is one of the stories that I wanted to make sure that I hit. And for tomorrow, I'm going to be going over all of tomorrow's info and stuff like that. I was going to mention Hurts pays for funeral for Houston. The Eagles quarterback pays for funeral expenses for the Houston area high school football player. Jalen Hurts recently paid for the funeral expenses of a star Houston area high school linebacker. Javon's Cole, who starred at North Shore High School, was shot and killed at a house party in Texas earlier this month. Hurts, who played high school football at rival Channelview High School, decided to pay for the funeral after he read about Cole's death. Cole was a 2-time first-team All-District linebacker with a 4.1 GPA, and he was set to play college at Lamar University. His grandfather, Braxton Colts, told KHOU. Cole's funeral took place on March 16th when hundreds paid their respect. Jarvis Cole's Day by Houston Mayor John Whitmer and Representative Sheila Jackson Lee. Hurts has played in the NFL for 4 seasons and made 2 Pro Bowls with the Eagles. Yeah, so Jalen Hurts, man, stepping up to the plate, doing big things, making the world, better place any way you can. And the last thing I wanted to cover, and I guess this would be my chives if this was only football. What is this? Let me in. Oh, my thing, my looks like it froze. Okay. All right, I can wait. Go ahead, computer. Take all the time. Come on, computer. Are you going to let me do anything? Okay, at least I can function here. Okay, well, tomorrow I'm going to be doing my final grades for the power rankings. And then I'm also going to be going through the new post free agent power rankings. The NFL free agents frenzy is pretty much over. All the superstars have found new homes, and now I'm going to go through and reveal my power rankings 1 through 32. Of course, keeping this in mind, all the notes that we just took. What does this say? Giants 32, Broncos 31. I'm going to throw that thing away. But yeah, we're going to go through all of the PFF grades. Then we're going to look at all the grades. And then after that, we're going to go through. I'm going to give you the NFL's power rankings. I'm going to give you my power rankings and my way too early. I guess. Well, I guess the power rankings are the way too early. I'm going to wait till the draft and stuff to do like divisional stuff. And the schedule release will be big. But this data I got today is really good as well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Going through, Mike Clay's projections, you get to see what are the computers saying? You saw in some cases like the Bears, it did show Caleb Williams starting. But then for teams like the Patriots, it showed Jacoby Brissett and not Drake May. I don't know if there's any consistency to that, but I'll definitely take it for what it's worth and apply it, respectively to the algorithm that I'm already using to develop a real strength of schedule. I want it to be way more realistic than this team won 10 games last year. It's like it's a whole new team. Who cares what they did last year? Aaron Rodgers wasn't a Jet last year. Does that mean the Jets are an easy opponent this year because they only won 5 games last year? No, of course not. So I want to make it as good as possible. I think it's getting a little bit better every year. So hopefully that's true this year as well. But as always, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoy my 60-second countdown. I don't think you got to see it, Bill, but I put a lot of thought into it. Of course, I was at VP 47, so I see the number 47 everywhere, and sometimes me and Rick, if you ever want to just if you see a 47 or the game's at 47, you'll notice we go, well, 47. Or if you check the time, it's usually at 47, whatever it is. Okay. I missed it by 13, 15, 16, like 19 minutes or something. But, yeah, I was making the intro video. So I'm going to end this video by playing the 60-second countdown. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. And as always, I will see you guys tomorrow.